Start the meeting. Welcome to the Planning and Regulation Committee, 7th of July. For the convenience of members, the start has been changed from 4 to 5 o'clock. Remote meeting. The recording will not be broadcast on the authority's internet, as it will only be used for training purposes for the Democratic Services Department. Public seating areas will be in view of the cameras by entering the chamber. Oh, we're not doing that, are we? No. Right, we'll go on to the agenda. And the agenda of first thing on the agenda is apologies for absence.
Chair, we have none. I've sent the link to Clive Tubby. He should be joining us shortly.
Right, thank you, members. Any declarations of interest? No. Okay, we'll go on to. There's no declaration. We'll go on to the plan application.
Chair,
sorry. Do you want to wait? Sorry, Clive.
Yeah,
do you want to wait a couple of minutes for Clive to arrive? Otherwise, he won't be able to take part in the debate.
Oh, right, okay. I thought he hasn't joined yet, did he?
No.
I mean, I think we give him about a minute or two. If he hasn't joined by then, I think we just need to proceed with the agenda item.
Okay.
Chair, are you happy to proceed in Clive's absence, which means he won't be able to participate in the debate? The meeting is quorate.
Right. So I'll give a quick ring, see what's happening.
Ah, there he is. Yeah, it's Councillor Tubby's arrived now, Chair, so if we continue with the meeting.
Oh, well, that's Clive. Clive, there's no declaration of interest. Clive, you're on mute. Clive Tubby, you're on mute. Oh. So we carry on, Geraint?
Well, I mean, the issue is whether Clive Tubby actually has a declaration of interest for this item. I mean, we've got a problem, haven't we? Matthew, are you able to contact Clive? Because he's muted, or to take him off mute?
No, I'm unable to unmute him and I can't contact him, unfortunately.
Okay, I think we're going to have to continue with the meeting, Chair.
I ring. Clive, you're on mute for the meeting? All right. We're gonna carry on.
Howard, could you just confirm whether Clive is actually participating in the meeting?
No, he's not. He's not. He's got trouble with the computer now. He can't. He can see the pictures, but he can't get any sound from it. So we're going to carry on without him. I said.
Okay, that's fine.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So we move on to item number 3, which is P/22100/0130, 6 Bishops Grove, Pendarren, with a Tidwell. And I think Hugh is taking this.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. I'll take this. I'll just share my screen. So can you just let me know if you can see something? Oh. That's not what you want to see, is it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Can you see the planning committee 7th of July 2021? Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
we can.
Okay, great. Yeah, so this application is being reported to committee because when the applicant is an officer of the council who provides consultee responses to the plan department. The application is for the construction of a first floor extension above an existing single story extension. So on the block plan, you can see there that it's a semi-detached property. On the back at the moment, the existing site plan is a single story extension. They're building above that extension. They were the first floor
Here
extension.
we can't see
Sorry,
any,
Hugh, we can't see anything.
Oh,
No.
right, sorry. Let me come out of that and let me do it again. Give me a second.
You had it. You had it once there, Hugh. You had all this.
Yeah, sorry, it's give me a second. Can you see that now?
Yes, we can see
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Right, okay. And the block plans there now as well?
No. Yep.
No?
We can see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's as you can see, there's the single story extension at the back there, and the proposal is just to build above the single story extension. As a result of the publicity exercise undertaken, there's been one letter of objection received from the neighbouring property, which is actually, I don't know whether you can see my screen, but it's the property to the left-hand side, which is 7 Bishops Grove there. In summary, the objections are, given the angle that the dwellings have been constructed and the fact that the objector's property is below the level of the application site, the extension would result in substantial overshadowing and loss of light. The 2 large windows at first floor would also result in overlooking and loss of privacy. So given the close proximity of an orientation of the extension, which is angled, as you can see, towards this property, it will result in a significant overbearing impact and loss of privacy overlooking from the first floor windows situated to the rear of the property. These impacts are exacerbated by the small size of the plots. As you can see, it's a very small plot there. And the level differences between the 2 properties. As I said, this property here is below the level of this property here, which we'll see from the plans as we go through. So probably this gives a better indication of the close proximity, the angles here. So this is the application site with the single story extension. Below, as you can see, the garden is very small indeed, and likewise the objector's property, which is set down below the level as a small garden area, but is very close proximity to the proposed extension, which is going on top here. Actually, you can see the overshadowing on this aerial picture. You can see the overshadowing at the moment from the fence itself. So that's what it looks like in the rear elevation. So we've got the existing plans down the bottom here showing a hip roof single-story extension, and what is being proposed is an extension on top to provide a first floor. As you can see, there's 2 windows now being proposed in the first floor element, whereas before there was 1 window which served a bedroom and one window which served a bathroom. That window's obscure glaze. We've now got 2 windows in that rear elevation which are not obscure glazed and serve the master bedroom, as you can see here. So these are the proposed plans. So you can see that that's the proposal to provide a master bedroom with 2 large windows at the rear, and on the existing first floor plan you've got a small bedroom window and a bathroom window which is obscure glaze, which is important when you're looking at the relationship of this property with the neighbouring property. So that's the property we're talking about there. As you can see, there's the hip roof single-story extension. So the extension goes above that extension there in that area. That's the obscure glaze window there, and that's the bedroom window there. That's a view outside the bedroom window, so that's looking to the rear. And as you can see there from this property, we've got some other photographs, but there's a dwelling here with a conservatory and a garden. So just bear in mind that when we're looking at the other photographs as well, you can see it there. So that's not the garage, that's not the garden of the rear property. It's that one there with the conservatory the other side of that fence. And this is the objector's property, which, as you can see, is set down below the level of the application site. And as you can see, if the extension goes above that single-story element, that's the obscure glaze window. We're going to have 2 windows in that elevation, which will significantly overlook the garden of this neighbouring property, but also have an overbearing impact because of its close proximity. So given that, as I said, there's also overlooking to the rear, given the size of the garden, to the property at 3 Bishop's Close, which is that property, the other side of that fence there. So therefore the application is recommended for refusal on those grounds as highlighted in page 11 of the report. Let me just unshare that a second and I'll be able to be back now. Okay, thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Hugh. Members, any questions? No?
No.
Clive?
No, thanks to Clive Jones.
Yeah.
Clive.
Just to clarify, Chair, were there any pre-application discussions in relation to this suggestion in the planning application, or was just the application just submitted?
Thanks, Councillor Jones. No, the application was just submitted, unfortunately, so we didn't have a chance to discuss it with the applicant before the application was submitted.
And through you, Chair, is it fairly normal for prior pre-application discussions to take place? Because the issues here could have been pointed out before the application was submitted.
Yeah, we do encourage pre-application discussions on most applications, particularly those ones which are marginal applications as well, which such as this one where there are concerns. Obviously, we always recommend that people speak to their neighbours before they put an application in as well. But in this case, unfortunately, no pre-application was submitted.
Because, Chair, am I right in saying from the application we've submitted and the plans there before us, the problem here as well is that it's it's higher already, overlooking the property below. Am I right? It's not exactly on the same level.
No, the actual property itself is slightly higher. I think the problem with these modern sites as well is that particularly these ones is the garden areas. They're quite close together, and the garden areas are small as well. So it as I said, it exacerbates the problems in terms of overbearing impact and overlooking. So yeah,
And just one last question to confirm. From what we've seen there, the two properties are at an angle as well, which obviously is a matter that we also need to take into account as well.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most important things here is the angle between the two properties. I think causes the problems. As you can see, it's a semi-detached property, and there's another property next to it. Actually, the impact on that property is less than the property that we've received an objection from.
Right, okay, first slide. Any more questions, members? Any comments? Craig Jones?
Well, Chair, having read the application and listened to the case officer and seen the plans, in these particular circumstances as well, I don't think we have any other alternative but to accept the recommendation for refusal. And I'm prepared to move the recommendation, but perhaps there's other members there who want to say something.
Councillor Salmon?
Thank you, Chair. Just quickly, it's coming on to Clive's points where he mentioned about he had asked if the applicant had submitted a pre-application. I'm just thinking it might be a good idea to tell all residents applying for planning permission to go through the pre-application process, because it would save a lot of money. I'm sure they've had plans drawn up and also paid, I don't know, what's £100 for a planning application. Thank you, Chair.
So we've had a proposer. Have we got a seconder for this?
I move, Chair.
Thank you.
I'll second it, Chair.
Thank you, Scott. We've got a second. We had a proposer and a seconder.
Seconded, yeah.
Yeah, so can we vote on this now, please?
It wasn't they voting. They're voting for refusal first, aren't they, Chair?
Sorry,
Yeah,
for refusal. Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Right. We were all here, aren't we? Is 11? Just
Yeah.
trying to work out which one has a vote.
Of
course, Councillor Tubby can't vote. Yeah, that's carried unanimously, Chair.
Sorry, yeah.
Thank you very much. As you'd get and say it's been carried. So we move on to the next items, which are information reports from 4, 5, 6, and then we go on to item number 7. Any other business deviation by the chair? I have none. So very short and quick meeting. Thank you very much all for turning up, and thank you very much.